Okay, the short version of the story of how to develop vertical jump. Basically, the science boils down to the athlete putting force into the ground. If you can do that, you can achieve a good takeoff velocity, you can jump high. So how do we put high force into the ground? We need to develop our maximal strength and also put that force in the right direction. So that's referring to having good technique and doing it in putting your force into the ground in an optimal manner, efficient manner. In the sport of volleyball, you don't always have unlimited time to produce your force, so the sport may demand that you have to put force in the ground quickly. So we also need to develop this quality called rate of force development, or using that strength in a more powerful way. So strength times speed is power. And the final factor that I'm not going to talk about much in this chat is having an optimal body weight. So if you're got a good power to weight ratio, so you're strong but light or powerful but light, in theory you'll be able to jump higher. For the youth volleyball athletes, this isn't relevant. It becomes more of a factor further down the track once they've developed strength, reached full physical maturity. Okay, so putting more force into the ground. How do we do that? By developing maximal strength and jump technique. Maximal strength, there's a number of steps to go through in the maximal strength training phases. Ultimately, we want to have strong athletes doing advanced lifting, but that starts with introduction to weight training via body weight techniques. Soft resistances here is referring to light resistances, aqua bags, sandbags, weight vests, a medicine ball, that sort of stuff. Once you've laid the foundation with that, you'll progress onto barbell training, more technique work, and progressing your strength training further along. But in the 12 to 15 age group, we're making a start with body weight training in this phase. The other thing that we can really address is jump technique or jump mechanics, and there's no reason why we can't address that in that age group. Get that in place early and reap the benefits of that down the track. So there's a number of things that go into good jump technique. It's learning to transfer energy efficiently through the train. So that can be things like using your arm swing effectively, not leaking energy out through the core. So you might be doing some core strengthening stuff. It's having appropriate speed into your approach, appropriate step length. So coaching the athletes on that, coaching them to find good positions, a good fully extended position in their jump. Often I find athletes not fully utilizing their hip extension, so there's a number of drills and exercises to train them on that. Rotation is referring more specifically to the spike attack, where you're getting good extension but then rotating effectively into the spike attack. Learning how to land efficiently is also important. What goes up must come down. Having good mobility and flexibility so that you can make the right shapes in order to jump efficiently. If you can't bend at your hips well, you're not going to be able to get into the right position to make a good jump. So you need to address these things. And also just developing the general skill of jumping. So these are some of the factors: developing strength, developing jump technique, but then also developing power. Relating to the youth athlete, this also goes in a number of phases, but we would start with basic throwing and jumping mechanics and progressing further on, similar to the strength training, to Olympic weightlifting, loaded squat jumps, those sort of exercises, advanced plyometrics, that stuff, to assist in rate of force development. So again, it's probably not relevant until further down the track. But what we can do in the youth is really set them up well with a good movement competency program, addressing their jump mechanics really well to set them up for more advanced strength training and power development down the track. For the senior athletes, get them going with their maximal strength and power development work, address the jump mechanics as it's needed, and then work to find the optimal body weight for that athlete.